Let's get it! Get this show on the road. Make it loud for Clara Becker!
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you. I'm Clara. I'm 24. I'm 24, but I feel like I'm an old soul and I'm young at heart, which really just means that I'm 24, yet I somehow suffer from both acne and arthritis. Like, I did not feel like at this stage in my life I was going to be as concerned about a breakout as I am about like the potential joint damage I'm doing with my embroidery hobby. But that's where we're at. I've always kind of been like confused about my age. I think I was probably one of very few children who like to pretend to own their own insurance company. Which isn't even strictly true. I wouldn't even make myself the owner. Like I was a desk jockey, because like even in my most, like my wildest fantasies, in a world where I had like complete creative control, I was still like, I'm just not sure that I'm upper middle management material. But the game mostly consisted of me forcing my brother to take out various life insurance policies. And then promptly accusing him of insurance fraud, which would lead to a lengthy arbitration process. Mother would have to get involved, dinner would be pushed back an hour, we all have to go to bed. You guys know how the legal system in this country is. It's ridiculous. But I don't know, my greatest like concern right now, it's not the acne, it's not the arthritis, it's not the insurance company that's clearly gone belly up. Believe it or not, I'm just in stand-up for the money. I'm trying to recoup my losses. My current biggest concern is the great frequency with which people in my life keep comparing me to their dads. It's just not, as a young woman, you know, it's not automatically flattering, and it's never in a good way. You know, it's always just sort of like, oh yeah, Clara, my dad also thinks that all TV shows should have to be the same volume. You guys ever gone from an episode of Succession to Love Island? My eardrums are ringing just thinking about it. But the dad comparison, it's not really that recent. It started when I was in high school. And I have a chronic knee condition. You can add that to the list if anyone's keeping a tally of ailments. And I had to wear these white Asics and these thick, like, orthotics in my shoe. And everyone knows Asics are like the official shoe of dads. So every morning I would be like lacing up my shoes and suddenly be overcome with the urge to yell at the umpire at my son's Little League game. Which is crazy because my son doesn't even play baseball. Jimmy's all track. That joke used to work way better when I was younger because there's like, she doesn't have a kid, and now it's like, does she have a kid? I look great for someone who's had kids. But the dad thing isn't all bad. I've found ways to make it work to my advantage. I've harnessed the dad factor to flirt with men. Some of you seem skeptical. But no, so what I do is you go to a room full of men, you know, that classic scenario. And I'll go up to one of them, and you just kind of place my hand on their shoulder, and look them in the eye and say, you know, I'm really proud of the man that you've become. And then you just like tousle his hair a little bit, whatever feels natural. And it's been going really well. It's led to like several very meaningful emotionally charged games of catch. So I'm taking that as a win. I was actually talking to this guy the other day, and he asked me when my birthday was, and I go December 8th, and he immediately goes, "Oh, the day after Pearl Harbor." Which at first felt like a little accusatory. It's like, you're right, but you're off by a couple of decades. But then I came to my senses. I realized only recently that this man appears to measure all time relative to the anniversary of Pearl Harbor. Like, I like to imagine him making plans with his friends. He's just like, "Oh, Tuesday's not gonna work. How's everyone's 5 months, 3 weeks, and 1 day from the anniversary of when the United States officially entered World War II? Because I can move some things around." But speaking of somewhat water-based disasters, I'm not done with the submarine thing. I was really busy that week, and so I'm just catching up now with the news feed. They're still at like hour 36 for me, for like, fingers crossed. No spoilers, please. But it feels like everyone's like focusing on the wrong thing. Like everyone's honed in on like the fact that yes, the waiver says death 3 times on the first page, and yes, the only way to steer the machine or whatever was with a game controller. But for me, as someone who was formerly in insurance, the biggest red flag for me was the no shoes policy. Did you all know about this? Like, they had this rule, apparently the only rule, is just, you cannot board the vessel while wearing shoes. Which, if I were somehow in a situation where I was considering whether or not to take this adventure, I think my faith would be a little shaken by the fact that, in theory, this entire operation could be entirely undone by a pair of light-up Skechers. It doesn't inspire confidence. And I've done a lot of shoe-based jokes tonight, and I'm only realizing that now. But you all have been so nice that I like these. You guys, does anyone remember these cootie catchers? So I work with high schoolers, and they're still making them. They don't call it cootie catchers, though. But I had this thing blessed by like 3 of the meanest 13-year-old girls I could find, so I'm pretty sure it's legit. But does anyone want to turn?
Yeah.
Can I get volunteer, anybody. I'm not wearing my glasses. We're gonna start in the front row. 1, 2, 3, or 4?
3.
1, 2, 3. Black, purple, orange, or clear?
Purple.
P-U-R-P-L-E. Clear, black, orange, or purple?
Purple.
Okay, let's see what we have in store. Taxes will be optional for you this year. I've already let the IRS know, so you have nothing to worry about. If you do ask anyone about this, the offer will automatically become void. So, time for one more?
Yeah.
No, don't have time for one more?
Yeah,
No, I'm kidding, just saying no to a snack. Back it, perfect. 1, 2, 3, or 4, you know the drill.
4.
4, oh gosh, the arthritis. 1, 2, 3, 4. Green, white, red, or I'm colorblind?
The last one, non-colorblind.
I''L-O-U-R-B-L-I-N-D. Green, white, red, or I'm colorblind. Okay.
I like that last option again.
We like the colorblind, alright. You will reconnect with an old friend from high school and it'll go okay, but they recently moved here and will ask to borrow your car a lot, and it's not like you really need your car at the time that they're asking, it's more of a principle thing. But they do always return it with a full tank of gas, but also they're definitely keep leaving their band CD in the glove pocket on purpose. Thank you so much, and Clara Becker.